Thanks for the raid, Ekam. Hope your call went well and the races were good. Raids are confusing. Yeah. Like, if you try to type in /raid cancel and then you end up raiding some guy named Cancel. Feels bad, man. You just wanted to cancel the raid, but you ended up raiding someone named Cancel. And Slimo taking gold bow. Will it turn it into glass? So I very much unsure how I feel about that. Bow isn't necessarily the item you want to have glass with, since you might just get snagged and take a hit. But depends how you play it. Make sure to be pretty diligent with clearing out enemies. Of course, having to clear out dead enemies will cost a bit of time as an early take. So, picking up the luck charm for Slimo now. Flamehaze will continue onward. It is Deep Blues 1. Flamehaze doing a good job there, not getting knighted. Slimo, meanwhile, picking off the pawns from social distancing, while following social distancing guidelines here with the bow. Will end up with a faster kill, and checking black for an excellent weapon. And there's the food shop as well. Slimo just being able to throw Flamehaze. Doesn't want to shatter the glass dagger. I think checking purple for Ring of Defense. Flamehaze isn't one to... I believe Flamehaze doesn't really screen watch. So, missing out on something pretty big in black there. Leaving Slimo in a pretty good spot if no other good weapons show up. And that is certainly not a good weapon. So Slimo will be able to carry this gluttony as well. So, in a pretty good spot. A bit of protection for Flamehaze though, but definitely that protection isn't worth giving up the Arc Dagger for. And not having the Arc Dagger also means no Charm of Gluttony out of that food shop. And that is a flawless for Slimo. Pretty quick kill for Flamehaze as well, dealing a massive amount of damage with the Glass Dagger to keep up with Slimo's modest 2. Meanwhile, with the black check, we'll definitely be able to put up a competition. Slimo shattering the glass shovel. I believe that was just an accident, trying to buffer off the wall, but we'll end up breaking the glass shovel. Les wants to make sure that they don't lose their shovel in an unfortunate situation. That's possible too, but I'm pretty sure that was just a buffer. But Slimo will also have the Earth spell over Flamehaze. Checking the super secret shop. No bombs here for Slimo. Oh, finding some bombs right next to the blood shrine, so we'll be able to pick up a very convenient set of bombs for that blood shrine. Great use of Earth. Has some pretty good value of Earth already. So, pretty fortunate run for Slimo so far. Flamehaze will pick that up as well. Have mostly even build. Slimo still has the Gluttony to maybe try to get some art containers out of. but doesn't have any way to easily open crates besides Earth, which will be on cooldown a lot of the time, so you can't just use it. Smack open crates. With the Arc Dagger, Slimo will just wipe out the Conga lines. Proven to be a very fast King Konga without using any resources. Could have done Urtzuma since Slimo isn't gonna check the chests anyways, but yeah, that would have saved more time. But I guess Earth is no longer on cooldown. But that shouldn't be too much of a consideration to make, since you know you can save time just by Urtzumaing. So Slimo taking the lead. Not by too much though, and a pretty solid Telemonkey for Flamehaze. Not the best, but not dangerous, which is a good thing. Oh, has to back up quite a bit here to deal with this exit room, and takes a pretty big hit as well. Slimo, meanwhile, eating on them cookies, takes a hit as well, but both races have regen. Not a lasting concern to have. And Slimo, could be worthwhile just checking what's in that crate if not gonna use Earth, Blood Earth. You can just Blood Earth anyways. So just see what's up in the crate, move on. It's bad. Both racers on the same floor now. Pink Shovel for Flamehaze is a solid find. We'll be able to... Actually, Flamehaze not screen watching might not be able to do that. Just rely on your opponent's mapping. I have to assume Flamehaze isn't screen watching because they're just a few things that indicate that, or at least point to that direction. Confused will cost a bit of time there for Flamehaze, but has mostly caught up to Slimo now, having... Slimo has a map, but not the shovel. However, for 5-1, won't be all too beneficial to have the pink shovel. Slimo might just consider gluttoning off the single cookie right now. Get double the value out of one cookie, and also a heart container to go with it. But not all too important. Still might find food, but chances are very, very slim at this point. Oh, this is pretty nasty with all of these yellow Electro Mages for Slimo, but Arc Dagger doing infinite damage on the wire there for Slimo. Pretty good. Oh, Slimo has actually gotten eat off the cookie with some easy left side scoots. Won't be a flawless, but has enough. Has 3 big bombs. Flamehaze has the same thing going into the Necrodancer though. Will also opt for some easy left side scoots. And those will be successful as well, but Slimo already has the Necrodancer free. Gets frozen. Could be worth just trying to blood magic out of that freeze. Has a pretty decent amount of health to work with. And 1 hit left for Slimo. Meanwhile, Flamehaze struggling quite a bit. Oh, there's a red dragon for Slimo here, but is on the last hit of Necrodancer. There's another red dragon. This is getting pretty bad, but manages to finish it off. That got very, very spooky at the end. And it also cost a lot of time too, giving Flamehaze a possibility of catching up if their Necrodancer fight wasn't so bad. But luckily for Slimo, the Necrodancer is gonna be pretty bad for both sides. GG's, pretty close race. Stream sniping is not just okay, it's encouraged to look at your opponent's screen. But most of the racers do take advantage of that, but flamehaze is, I would have to guess, one of the few racers that don't. Yes, a lot of speedrun communities do not choose not to allow that because it creates unfairness. But here, it's used as a tool to help the racer from behind catch up, and also you might just find something that your opponent might just find something that you don't ever find. But with screen watching, if you're a bit behind, then you can take advantage of that knowledge. There's a few dynamics to it. And a big part of it, of course, is seeing if your opponent has died. Speaking of dying, Slimo goes down, I think just bonking into that spike trap for some reason. Yeah, both racers leaving with almost the same items. Flamehaze opting to kill, however, will leave with a heart more, needing to buy out the Sibnian staff in order to finish the kill. It'd be super hard. Yeah, it'd be hard to enforce, but I mean, I believe in Cadence of Hyrule, screen watching isn't allowed. Nonetheless, Slimo finding Conjurer will pick up some Guguts. Still on half a heart after buying out the Blood Shop. Just watch this for the music when Slimo played. Yeah, Slimo played before the game officially came out, and Slimo goes down once more. I missed what happened there. He's probably just taking hit on half a heart. Yeah. Low damage with Obsidian as well. I believe screen watching isn't allowed in Cadence, but I'm not sure. That was a while ago. That could have changed, but I don't know. Yeah, Slimo played this before the game came out, and then didn't play it for a while. Then got back into it because he saw me playing it. And started going fast, and now is racing before you today. Pretty good to pick up here for Flamehaze, picking up Ring of Pain. Definitely good to have that with the one-range weapons. Harp, the staff, whatever else. Daggers. And even better with some other weapons, of course. But still, definitely a nice ring to have when on staff. And Flamehaze picking up a need potion as well, along with an extra empty heart container. Oh, Flamehaze missing the stairs there by a bit, being a bit scared of the armadillos and skeletons. Slimo is in a pretty surrounded spot there. Going to drop the multiplier too, so we'll also be on 1 damage. Slimo very much struggling in zone 1 here. And it gets a bad throw as well. Flamehaze continues to increase this lead. finds a Blood Cat. That's not a bad pickup at all for flamehaze, especially with your opponent this far behind. You have the Ring of Pain, especially. And you can start regenerating some of this health that you should want to pick up. As food is not guaranteed. The crypt can just make you starve. There is no guarantee, no obligation for the Necrodancer to provide a meal for you. And Slimo is, yeah, just having a horrible time with this. Seems to just continually be risking the throw. It's never working for some reason. This is a pretty strong stint of bad luck. Meanwhile, flamehaze with the kill will pick up Squagus suit, so a pretty good amount of safety. Slimo is having a horrible time with this. Allowing their opponent to just continue to run away. Again? Really? What is this luck? It's so bad. Will it work this time? It will. Slimo just needs to finish off the Blood Shopkeeper now, which isn't the easiest after you have such a stint of bad luck, because that's just a bad feeling. And like, when you get it, you're like, finally! And then you mess it up, because you were so elated to have your misfortune stop. Meanwhile, flamehaze in Zone 3. On to the boss now. We'll finish off the king with the pulse after killing most of the pieces already, except for a single pawn, so... Though, didn't take that much time to do that, thanks to the Ring of Pain. And flamehaze finding Boots of Pain will keep the goo protection. With this much of a lead, just kinda needs to find safety and go on, so keeping the boots that will protect you from the goo. Has swapped off to Titanium Cat from Deep Blues 3. Yeah, Slimo hopefully will manage to get going here. A missed pulse for flamehaze, but it is still gonna be okay. Better to miss a pulse than never have a pulse be used. Oh, that was a bit scary for flamehaze there. Could have easily popped the potion, which really would have just been half a heart, but still. Oh, that was a hit pulse? Oh. So it was successful. And I'm dumb. Oh, Pain will blow up the pixie there for flamehaze, popping the potion. Unfortunate interaction. However, is still kept in the game. Thanks to that potion. Has a quick earth to finish off Coral Rift 4. Flamehaze, having the monocle, knowing exactly what's in the chests, will be able to pick up Frost Charm. And blows up the Shrine of Pain and a crate for a piece of cheese and a Ring of Becoming. Will leave Becoming behind, obviously. Already has a good ring. And your opponent's kinda in Zone 2. Oh, there's just a Ring of Regeneration there. Might need to spend a bomb to get it. It's probably gonna be surrounded by traps. But flamehaze seems to be happy with the cheese and Ring of Pain right now. There's a magic apple over there. That could be worthwhile picking up as well. I just realized flamehaze doesn't screen watch. Forgot to consider that, so we'll keep on going. Despite their opponent being so far behind. Well, they might have some kind of limited screen watching setup. don't know, but it seems to me like there's if there's little, there's a pretty significantly little amount of it. Flamehaze continuing onward. There's a heal spell to heal up this heart here, but as I said, Flamehaze doesn't screen watch, so don't exactly know. Slimo being very, very careful not to activate the Scroll of Need on enemies there, staying far, far away from those mushrooms. Slimo has been disappointed by the Scroll of Need destroying some harmless mushrooms before, as Flamehaze has not the best Necrodancer fight so far. Big hit for Dorian. Dorian going to just 1.5 hearts. A good pulse to take out that Ogre though. And just 1 hit left on the Necrodancer. Not really getting these lures, but it is okay as Flamehaze will take the second point of the set. GG's. Finishing with a race room time of 10:28. So Slimo just getting absolutely destroyed by RNG that run. I feel like if you know your opponent isn't screen watching, you can play a bit differently in order to take advantage of that. Unless they're pretending they're not screen watching, but they actually are. Anywho, I was thinking like, of course you can just go on ahead without worry of if you find good items your opponent will too. That isn't necessarily true if your opponent isn't going to screen watch, which is why screen watching is very, very good if you can do it. If you can't do it, you can just ask someone to help you with it as well. I do believe that's allowed and encouraged to an extent. So Slimo with that was some of the worst luck I've ever seen. That was the worst luck I've seen with Blood Shopkeepers. And in general, that has to be some of the worst Necrodancer luck I've seen. Not just retaining new shop kills. But at least for Slimo, it was pretty early on. Slimo probably wouldn't have gone for it that many times if it wasn't anyways. Oh, Slimo should have just hopped down the trapdoor there. Should just reset at this point. Taking 2 hearts of damage this early on is huge. I really don't understand not resetting. Remember, you can just reset if things go wrong this early. Just hop down a trapdoor or 2 and then you'll catch up to your opponent anyways. After all, the only thing that these racers have picked up was pretty much just a pack of 3 bombs, which is right next to the start as well, so Slimo not restarting is a mistake. Meanwhile, Flamehaze on 1-3 finds the food shop. Slimo got 3 times 4-way when speedrunning BNS. Yeah, I mean, Slimo has definitely had some bad luck. But good luck as well, at least. Just that race was some pretty exceptionally bad luck. And Slimo with a very, very good transmog weapon here. Going for a pretty risky transmog on 1-2. Yeah, Slimo not resetting cost Slimo 2 heart containers, full heart containers here. It's a bit of a shame to see. Flamehaze meanwhile picks up a gold warhammer, so Slimo is seeing a bit of a turn of luck, I think. For a 1-2 transmog, that is way better than it should be. It's also pretty risky to do that as well. Actually not really, because you got base dagger anyways. Well, flamehaze will be the first one on to death metal. Has a very easy time with this gold kill lineup. With that gold warhammer, but we'll swap off to the glass broadsword. Slimo will not get any chests. We'll take a hit from a ghost. So yeah, I'm just saying that early reset could have done so much for Slimo right now. It could be it's super valuable to get those 2 extra heart containers. It could be, it could not be as well. We'll see if that ends up mattering, but in general, having more hearts not only lets you be safer, but it also lets you go faster. One of the most versatile tools in this game, just having more health. Nonetheless, flamehaze. Glass broadsword is a weapon. It's not nearly as good as what Slimo has right now, though. But is currently doing some pretty good work with it. I think that was a bat roll, but actually not. Both racers have Ring of Luck. Never mind. So both racers just opting to take out the Conga and Slime doesn't really have a choice without any bombs. Flamehaze, meanwhile, checking black for a great weapon. So now can very much compete with what Slimo has. Slimo, meanwhile, picks up a Ring of Mana without any spells to use it with. But hopefully we'll find something to use that with. Can become very strong of a ring. You just gotta be a bit lucky with it. But we'll take it for now, since it has the potential to pay off, and luck isn't doing all that much. Huge damage from Slimo, though. Eats the chicken. It's back up to a pretty healthy state. And just finds a Squaga suit on 3-3. Will provide some pretty decent protection. Slimo, however, swapping off that Ring of Mana to a pretty solid Ring of Might. Definitely not bad at all. Flamehaze doing a bit of shopping. I don't think leaving that store with anything too big. Some more Hot Coals damage coming in. Slimo needs to back up very far here to deal with this 3-3. That will cost quite a bit of time with that much backtracking to be safe. Flamehaze should have a better time of it, but this is still just, in general, just a pretty tricky layout. Uses a greater shield, so manages to take it out much better than Slimo did without backing up. Good use of tools there. Slimo dropping another flawless, will not be able to check chests. Should have just gotten grabbed by the monkey there while the Goblin Bomber blew up. We got doing Eli strats, but I mean, of course, just getting out of the explosion range is probably the safest thing to do. Oh, Slimo needs to be careful of that Banshee and that Blade Master. We'll take a hit from the Blade Master, thankfully not the Banshee though. And that looks like a potion room for Slimo. Doesn't have a way to get to it though. It's walled out by a single tier 3 wall and a bunch of spike traps. But that is pretty bailed. Just needs to get to it without dying. Oh, where are you going, Slimo? You need to get to that potion. You need to get to it. It's gonna cost so much time if you just don't pick it up. Oh, Slimo's taking a lot of time. You have to. It's a potion, come on. Slimo. Finding a shop! Will it pick up an empty heart container and a crown of thorns? Oh, is having a bit of a bottleneck situation here. As flamehaze accidentally pulsing the shopkeeper there. So now you really gotta get the potion. Yeah, just... Oh, that is... Be careful of your pulses in shop. That's a horrible way to die. But... something entirely preventable. Slimo, meanwhile, hasn't picked up the potion, but picked up holy water. I would just use that right away. And it gets a pixie heal, has Crown of Thorns in Zone 5 as well, so should start to be able to get a pretty good thing going. That was a pretty beefy holy water. Manages to kill the leprechaun with it as well and pick up luck charm, so pretty value holy water. As Slimo just needs to slow play the way to the finish here. Has a Squega suit and a decent amount of hearts, and swaps to Blast Helm. I would keep the Crown of Thorns. No other form of regen, and your health can just go away from some stupid happening or just some mistake. And you're gonna get a pretty good amount of activations on that, so... But, of course, Blast Helm is not a bad choice either. You get the iframes, you get the 3 extra bombs as well, though Slimo can keep the 3 extra bombs anyways, for the cost of half a heart of swapping to Blast Helm. And that is Transmute and Peace in the shop. It could be worth just taking Transmute and then transmuting things. And if you're not gonna take Peace, Peace is also very, very good for the end, slow playing the end here, though it kind of anti-synergizes with the Crown of Thorns in that you get less enemies, but nonetheless, that shouldn't be too much of a consideration. Oh, damage up is safety as well, so keeping Ring of Might is far from a wrong choice. And 2 damage up items. We'll keep the Crown of Thorns, of course, for regen, but is looking pretty happy in the damage department. Can't go down to a dangerous 2 damage, which isn't even that dangerous. Doing at least 3 damage, so should be able to one-hit pretty much every normal enemy and take out the mini-bosses pretty quickly. Flamehaze is not having a good time in Zone 1. That Warhammer snack has gotten Flamehaze more than once now. And Slimo with some easy left side scoots. They will be successful. Could have done lures as well, but Slimo's lures... Slimo doesn't like lures, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what everyone's stances on lures are. There should be a lure survey, and like everyone should fill it out so I know what everyone's stances on lures are. Anywho, 2 hits on the Necrodancer, lots of hearts to use. The Green Dragon as well. Not a bad mini-boss to appear on the Necrodancer fight. Not the worst, far from it. Speaking of bad mini-bosses on the Necrodancer fight, there's a Red Dragon, but Slimo will take the Due Diligence and wipe it out. As Slimo, on the last hit of the Necrodancer, has Dorian confused for a bit there. Dorian will take half a heart, and Dorian gets frozen as well, but... pretty clean, mostly clean, Lurve. Mostly clean finish there from Slimo. Solid slow play. Can't really complain too much. Finishing with a racing time of 11:44. Not the slowest of slow plays, but still slow. Is good. You want to be slow.